Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So I got a request to add a feature that adds multiple images to the same post here. So currently we can only upload a single image at a time, but what if we want to upload several images and then display them like they do on Facebook, where you can see that this is a multi-image post and the like? So a few things need to change in order for this to happen. So the first thing we want to change is the size of the images. And by the way, if this is the first video you're seeing on this subject, please check the link in the description to the entire series so that you see where we created this website from scratch, and you can come back and join us after you've watched those videos. Alright, so the code as well is in the description if you want the source code too. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is enlarge these image sizes. So we're going to go to our project here, and I'm going to my views, and then I'm going to go to what's this, the includes and the photo card. So somewhere here is where the card size is, and these are the ones here. So instead of 2 columns here on the large, let's change that to 3 columns. Let's see how that fares. Okay, 3 columns. It's not doing a lot of justice because the image is limited. So what I'm going to do is go to the image size, excuse me, right here, excuse me, once more. Alright, so these don't seem to be working at all. So what I'm going to do is say width and say 100%. Now let's see how that works. Okay, much better. Alright, so the image is 100% now. Let's look at the responsive view. Okay, so as we go smaller, these tend to get even smaller. So we have to change it at some point. That went really small real quick, right? Okay, so at this one we have, let me see. We have the large, we have the medium, and we have the small. So we want to increase each one of these by 1. So here I'm going to put 4, and here I will put 6. Actually 4, okay, 4 is divisible by, it's better with those divisible by 12. By, yeah, those that have a common multiple with 12. Okay, so there we go. That's yep, the last one, second last, and so on. Okay, I kind of like that. That's good enough, so we leave it there. And now let's go and try to upload several images at once. So if I go to the upload section here and I click browse, and let me look for more reasonable looking images. Let me try maybe people. Okay, now if I select multiple images, or I try to at least, it doesn't work. Now even though I'm holding down Shift and Control, it doesn't work. So the reason is we have to tell it that this is what we should do. So if I go to photos, let's see here, photo, the upload view page, and I'm looking for the file input here, which is this one right there. Now all I need to do is, as part of the properties, I should just type the word multiple like that, and that alone will change things. I think there's also formats, or let's see here, form method, form target. I don't know. I don't remember the other one, but it's irrelevant anyway because somebody can override it. There's a property you can add to select specific types of files, but it's irrelevant, like I said, because you can easily override that, so it's not a big deal. So let's go to images and back to people. Now I can shift and select a few like that. So let's start with uploading 2 images. So if I now open that, it says 2 files selected, but then it just grabs the first one and shows us here. So this is the first thing we have to change. I want it to show all possible images over here. So we need to change a few things. So the input will hold that, but in here, as you can see, we have this image thingy there. So what I'm going to do here is create a class so I can actually access this thing. And this one, I'm going to call it image. Let's see, JS. There's image preview here, but that won't be working anyway. Image preview, I'm going to do that, but we'll put holder at the end, just to show that it's the container that holds these guys. So let me see what classes we have. We have image thumbnail in here, this and that. So display block, no, I think that shouldn't be the thing. What we'll do is we'll put a class here, text center instead. And then let's remove this D block because I don't want the display to be block. So I want to be able to fit these guys, several of these guys in one row. So I'll put a margin of 1 there. So thumbnail, this auto is not required. We don't need this anymore. All right. Interesting. Okay, I think that will do the trick. This cursor pointer, we can just add it to the main component, which is this one here. Alrighty then. So with that in mind, let's see what we get when we refresh. Alright, so nothing looks to be strange here. Everything seems fine. But let's change a few things when we actually load an image. So I'm going to copy that. Let's go down to the display image here and change a few things. So instead of file, I want this to be files. So now we can get all files. So instead of that 0 there, we remove that. We just get the whole array. And then what we can do now is to loop through these guys. So I'm going to do this and say for, and then say files, like that. Okay, so let me move this thing here so that all of these guys are within the loop, like so. Okay, so one file at least, we can check each file at a time. So we'll do here, file type I.type if not allowed. If not allowed, now we don't return here. We simply, what do? We continue. Yes, continue. Actually, maybe we should return. Yeah, I think we should return. I'm not sure what to do here. Maybe instead of return, yeah, let's just do continue, so that we don't deal with this particular one, but then we continue the loop. Okay. All right. One file not supported. Okay, I think here instead of saying one file not supported, we can just say file and then put a full colon. And because we can actually access, let me concatenate that, we can actually access the file name. We can just do file and then we put the name here, right? Not supported. The only files supported are, okay, file types, I think. All right. Now we can't do this. This we can say the holder we can grab. Okay, so every time through the loop we say let holder is equal to, actually we don't need to have this in the loop, we can put this right over here like so. And let me remove this. Okay, so we grab the holder and then the holder we append. Let's do this. We say append child so that we add an image tag inside the holder there. So first of all, we're gonna say let img is equal to new. No, actually not new. We say document dot create element. Okay, so we create an element, an image element. Excuse me, please. Okay, so we have that image element, and then that's what we can add the source to. So at this point I can grab this, all right, and move it over here. So the source there, but this does not exist, so we grab the I like that, that particular file at the time through the loop, and then we append the image thingy here, but we need to add a few classes that exist on this one. So there's this image thumbnail and this margin 1. So here I'm going to say image dot, I'm going to set an attribute, and the attribute is class, and its value is this. Okay, great. So we've set our classes. Alright, so this I can remove now, and then we append that child there. Alright, so let's see how that will work. Let me come here and let's refresh. Let me click and let's select a few, open. Okay, clearly nothing happened. So let's go to the console, right click, inspect, and console. File is not defined. Okay, that looks like a very simple error to fix. There's somewhere where we used file instead of the Pro version. So let's find it. So there's files here, files.length there. There's files here as well, files.name. Okay, so there's an S missing there, and that's the trick. Okay, so let's refresh, let's try again. Okay, look at that. It's actually showing all 3 images. Very, very cool. Now this one should not exist anymore. So on the first try, I'm gonna say holder.inner HTML should be equal to emptiness. Now also the way we've set these up in such a way that if I click any of these, it should bring me back to this where I load some new ones. And they keep multiplying, but we've solved that error by emptying it first. So I'm going to select these guys and open, and there we go. So multiple images right there. So size of the image is up to you. We can set if you want to set styles, you can do exactly the same, just like duplicating this one and then say style. That's for the image. And then here you can do something like max width maybe, and max width could be 100 pixels. Let's see how that fares. So if I click browse and load a view, open. Okay, so there it is. If that's the kind of thing you want, let's put to 100 pixels. Let me refresh. Okay, so click on this. All right, that's working. What if I select one, and there it is. Okay, maybe 250. Let's see. All right. 250 it is. Okay, so that doesn't fit very well. Let's try 220. Okay, I think I kind of like this. This is fine. Okay, so let's set this same thing to the initial one. I'm going to do style and then say max width to 20 pixels. Alrighty then. Very cool. Alright, so at this point we are able to select multiple images. Now, what if for some reason I select some unknown file type among the images? So let's see what happens. So we grab a zip file plus the images here. Let me grab another thing that I know will not be supported. Do I have such a thing? Probably not. Okay. I think here everything is pretty much supported. So yeah, so let me just click open. Okay, so here it shows me file, sample zip, not supported. The only file type supported, blah blah blah. And then it shows me these ones that are actually supported. Alright, so that's great. So at least now we know it says 3 files selected, though the other one won't be very useful, but at least we have that. Okay, so now we need a way to receive these files. So now we have to go to our controller, the upload controller here. So there's a part where we check for the validity of the image, which is right here. Okay, and then else an image is required. Okay, so a few things have to change here. File type not supported. Okay. Okay, so here I think the errors, I'm not even sure how to do this one. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to change these files in there, right? So files, instead of just, okay, there's image in there, yes. And actually, you know what we need to do is to just see what's happening. So I'm going to use the show and I'm going to put files like that, and then put die. That way it just ends there. Okay, and let's try and hit save. It says title is required. Okay, so we didn't pass the test. Let's add a fake title, and then let's add a few files here, just a few, and let's hit save. Okay, so variable files is undefined. Well, that's because we created it just before we try to show it. So let's swap those two and refresh again. Okay, so inside image there's only one, apparently. Okay, there's only one image. Why is this? Okay, wait a minute, what is going on? Okay, so this is not using AJAX. This is supposed to just show us what's happening. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the files thing there directly. Okay, so there's no difference absolutely. All right, it's the same thing. Okay, so it seems we are doomed. The name is image, and this has several files. Okay. Let's try something else. Okay, let's hit save. Okay. Okay. This is not supposed to show just one file. These are supposed to be multiple files, and etc, etc. Okay, so here it seems we're going to need to change how we're actually uploading this. One thing we may have to do is convert this to an AJAX request so that we can upload all the images at once. I've actually never have tried this, so I'm not sure why this is not working. Alright, so we're going to need to convert this to an AJAX request. So what we'll do is, on the form here, we're going to listen for a submit event, and then we're going to call the submit form function, like so. And maybe we'll need the event here sent. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and create a function of the same name, like that. And let's receive our event as E. There we go. So the reason we want to do this is we also want to have a progress bar, because when you're uploading several images, that may take a while. So it would be good to have a progress bar somewhere. So let's go back here again. Okay, so on the save, just above it, I will put a progress bar. So here I'm gonna do div and another div within it. I'm gonna put a class here of progress bar, and in here I'll put a class of progress. Okay, and here maybe I'll put 50% as a value, and let's go to the style and put width 50%. Alright, let me see how that works or how that looks. So at least we have a progress bar here that's showing, even though it's not 50% per se. And here let me do MI1, so just to have a margin of 1 on the top and the bottom. Alright, that's good. So this is gonna say saving 50% also. That's great. Now we need to be able to grab this. Okay, so it's named progress, so we will be able to use that. And for now we want to hide it. So we're going to use the class dNone, then it will be hidden until we submit. Okay, so the moment we submit, we want to prevent the normal submission or refreshing of the page. So we're going to do prevent default. So e.prevent default will prevent a submit going to fire. So here if I click now, nothing happens because it's prevented from doing so. Okay. So now that we have that, we can run a, wait a minute. Want to put some variables here. So var uploading should be equal to false for a start. And then here we'll set uploading to true once we do start uploading. But before that, we have to check if it's true or false. So if uploading, and then we should return and not continue, but just tell the user, please wait. We'll say, please wait for the upload to complete. Okay, so there we go. If uploading, we return. If not, that should be a false. Then we set it to true if we are going to upload. And then here, we're going to create an AJAX request. So I'm going to say XHR, short for XML HTTP request. So this one is equal to new XML HTTP request. And then I can just do XHR dot add event listener, so that we listen for an event, and then XHR dot open because we want to send some data, and then XHR dot send, like that. Okay, so I want us to send a form. So here I'm going to say let my form is equal to new form data. All right, and then we submit our form in there, like so. When we open, we tell it this is a post request. And on this one, I wanted to send to the same exact page. Okay, so because when we submit, it goes directly to the upload.php page. So if I just leave this URL section empty, it's going to send to exactly the same page. So that's what I want. That makes it kind of like a normal post request. And then here I'm checking for the ready state change. I'll put a function to run when that happens. All right. So when we add an event listener, we can add two event listeners here. One will listen for the progress inside the upload object. So upload object, instead we'll listen for the progress. We will need an E there, and then I'm just going to say something like let % is equal to, we're going to have E dot loaded divided by e dot total, and you multiply that by 100. So this is how we find the percentage. These values come with the event, and they tell you how many bytes have been loaded and how many are remaining, or what's the total. But this may be in decimal points, so I'm going to use math.round to round it down. Okay, so that's our percentage, and all we need to do now is grab the progress bar. Okay, where do we do this from? I don't know if grabbing the progress bar all the time is going to be great, but query selector dot progress, maybe it's trivial. So progress bar is what we are getting, and then we say dot style dot width is equal to the percent plus an actual percent sign, because it should have that, and then the inner HTML as well should change. The inner HTML will say saving space and then plus and the percentage. Okay, goody. And then when the ready state is ripe, so we're gonna say dot. We'll say if every time a ready state changes, we check for the ready state itself, and if it's equal to 4, it means data was returned. And if data was returned, we can display it. So I'm gonna say alert xhr dot response text. Alright, simple and straightforward, but we need to actually add the contents of this form. We need to attach those. So there's this one input here, which is the title. So I'm just gonna put title here, and what else can I do? The input, this one here. What class do we have? We can say this title, this one is images. All right. Oh, there's more classes there, so can't put two class attributes. One of them will be ignored, so let's put them together. Right, I think this does it. Very good. Okay, so as well as when adding these, we have to trim out those that do not qualify. So I'm gonna copy this whole thing here and put it about here. Put it somewhere here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is append some stuff to the form. So my form dot append. Now this one is the title, and title we can grab the document dot query selector. And here I'm looking for the form, and inside that form there is a class called title, and that's the one that contains the value. Okay, something like this. Alrighty then. So we have our title, but I want us to grab the images as well. So here I'm going to say let images is equal to, and I'm going to say document.querySelector. So the form, but within the form we have a dot images and then dot files. Okay, so with that we can now loop. Okay. Great. So those are the images we are looping through, and let me remove this, duplicate that, and let's move things over. Alright, so allowed doesn't need to be repeatedly created, so we're going to put it up here. Now, if not allowed, the set of files, actually instead of images, let's just do files, right? So that we don't have to change this. Okay. Alright, so if not allowed, then we continue. So we skip those that are not allowed, and then we're going to say my form dot append, and the key for here is image, and then we're going to concatenate the I to make it unique, and then put the current file like that. Okay, and once we are done, we send it. Very, very good. Excuse me. So we've replaced the natural submission with this here, and then after uploading here, we should, when we are equal to 4 here, we should set it back to false because we are not uploading anymore. Alright, that should work, but on the upload side here, we need to, where is this, the index, blah blah blah. Okay, now if something was posted here, let's do this, and at this point I have to put the die thingy here so that it doesn't load the view file when we are doing a request here. And also what I want to do is I don't want to view anything. I don't want to do anything here, so I'm just going to put die over here, and then show post data, and also show what's inside files. Alright, so I'm going to refresh, and let's put a fake title and a few images. Okay, now we can hit save. Okay, there we go. That was quicker than I thought, actually. But you see, it's working as intended because there's image 0, image 1, image 2, and image 3. And each one of these has properties, which is nice, and then there's a title over there. So everything is working as required. Right, so we just need to find a way to receive these things properly. So validation occurs here, and that's okay. And then post data image. So this presents another issue here. We can't have just one single image column here, even though we can, but I don't want to use JSON because usually when I do that, it ends up becoming a problem. So what we're going to do instead is we need a new table that will handle actually this is literally an image. Okay, what we're going to do is let's just limit the number of images to a certain amount. I think that will save us some headaches. So what we'll do is let's go back to our migrations. Okay, let me grab the photos. So this is the one that has image here. Now since we already have image, I'm gonna put a few more here. So depending on your limit, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 images. I think maybe 4 should be our maximum. So this one will be 1, and that one will be 2, and this one will be 3. We have to leave that one because we're already using it as it is. So then 1, 2, 3. That should do just fine. Now remember, this is a migration file, so it doesn't really affect the table just yet unless we run it. So all we need to do is just go to the actual table and to the actual table. And just add those columns in, because if we run the migration file, it's going to erase what we have so far, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go to photos table here. There's one image column, and I'm going to go to structure. Let's add 3 more. Go. So this one will be image 1, image 2, 2, and then image 3. These are variable characters, and of course 1024 for all of them. Right, then let's select no, because not all of them will have data all the time, so they should accept no values or empty values. Right, so that solves our problem there. What next? So just like we have this post data image empty, we can add several of these, 1, 2, 3, and do that. Okay. Now, you should always remember, if you change something in your migration file, you should change in the models as well. So this one is a photo. So where there's image, let's add 3 more, and that's another more columns to edit, to be able to edit. So I'm gonna close this. Okay. Right, so we grab the files here. Should be great. I'm gonna remove this. Now files image. Now at this point we do have actually, instead of repeating ourselves, let's just do a loop. So an image is required if there's no image added. Okay, so let's say image added is equal to false. Let's start with that, right? And then let's change image added if we successfully move a file. So whenever this happens, we say true. That way here, instead of showing errors, what we can do on the else statement here, we can just say if not image added, right? An image is required. So if there was no image added, then we do that. And now this here, we want to put key instead, because we're going to make a loop instead. So I'm going to say for each files key, and then this one will be file, like that. Okay, so let's remove this. And then I'm gonna duplicate that instead. Let's move these guys in like so. Alright, so the key at that point, if not empty name, that's great. So every reference to file's image here must be changed. So let me see how many references it has. I think that's about it. Oh, there we go. Wait. This should be on the edit. Okay, no. We just want this one here. Okay, so I'm gonna use a key in here instead to avoid changing much. Okay, so great. This should only happen once, doesn't need to be inside a loop. So I can move this outside the loop. Okay, good. This one should actually be image 0 or something, but yep, this is okay. Now, file format not supported here. Let's see, file errors image. What I want to do here is copy this. Anyway, we don't need this because they've obviously been warned already on the JavaScript side, so no need to warn them again. Let's just remove that to avoid confusion. And what else? Image added, true, post data, post image. Okay, so here we need to use the key again. Okay. Okay, so we use that key. That's great. Post data. What about this? Move uploaded file. Post data image. Nope. Post data key. Like so. Okay. Same thing here. Resize that image in there. Alright. Okay. Right, I think this is actually good. We move the uploaded file. That's great. But before we insert here, there's one key that is going to be image 0, but otherwise in the database we just have image. We don't have the image 0. But on the other side it will be there. Or maybe we can try and avoid that altogether. Okay. So let me go back to the upload section here. So in this loop where we append with I, at some point I is going to be 0. So in that situation I don't want it to append 0. I just want it to leave image as it is. So here what I'll do is I'm going to say let key is equal to I. Okay. Now here sometimes I may be 0. Okay, so we're gonna say I is greater than 0. Okay, and then put a question mark. Then we set it to I, or else we set it to an empty string. And then we put key here instead. Okay, so that way whenever, if I is greater than 0, which means it's a 1 and above, we set it to I, otherwise it's an empty string. So that will remove the confusion. and so everything here should be the same. Yep, I think that actually does it. But now how do we get the errors? Because now we can't really, this is not really a proper AJAX request. So let's see, data errors. I see. Okay, so if there are any errors here, we should echo them out. Now we can't echo an array, so wait a second. Photo errors. Actually, why did I remove the other thing? An image is required. Okay. What to do here? What to do? Trying to figure it out. Okay, for now what I'm gonna do is just do this. We're gonna use JSON encode to convert that array into a string and then echo it out. Alright, that should do the trick. And then here we can't redirect if somebody is not logged in. Wait a minute. Oh, we can actually. We can. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Alright, I think that works. That should work anyway. So let's give it a shot. Okay, I will refresh and say my title. We'll say image with multiple images. Not image, let's just say post with multiple images. Let me click on this and let's load a few and say open. Now, something I forgot, we have to limit the image number to, instead of files.length, this one should go up to 4. So depending on the number that you want to limit to, so there we are limiting to 4, because 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're just gonna need those, so that even though you load many, it doesn't matter here. But we should tell the user that for, where is this, multiple. I'm gonna put this inside a div and say 4 images max. Right, now let me hit save. Okay, so there we go. It ended up going to my photos. Okay, so this is our page, but for some reason it actually reloaded the page. Let's see if it added any new records. Post with multiple images. It did indeed, but the other images are empty, so it doesn't look like it worked out very well. We're gonna investigate why. Also, this didn't change a thing. It was supposed to, let's go to the console.log, nothing. Alright. It was supposed to alert me when it's done. So uploading is equal to false, alert the message. So where is the message? Okay, let me refresh. That doesn't look good. Let's go up and move it out of here. 4 images max. Okay. All right, so let's try again. Now, what could be the reason here? I am not sure. Okay, what I would do is, before we insert here, let me remove this resizing as well, and let me just do show post data and die right there. Alright, so let's do this. It doesn't show the result. This is not good. Files I is undefined on... Oh, okay. So I guess there's something weird going on. So I may just undo this. I think that's the problem actually. So let's go back here. So submit form, it says that's the function with the problem, and it says files I is undefined. Okay, so files, images.files. Okay. What else? I see. So if you don't put enough of them, that's where the problem came in. Okay, I see. Because here it says 4. Okay, so what we're gonna do instead is, oops. Instead of this, let's do files dot length. But then we say if not allowed, continue, or if I is greater than 4, or not allowed. Okay. Let's see here. We can't use I actually, so let me just say let z is equal to 0. So let's put z here instead. Okay. And then z is greater than 4. And then here z plus plus. Okay, so the reason I can't use I is because I, when we continue, it's going to change every time. And even when we didn't add that particular file. But Z here won't change if we didn't add the file because we won't get to this point. So it will reuse the same key at that moment. Alright, so this should be good. Let me do this. Let's add a few files. And let's hit save. So, looks like there's another problem. File is not defined. Where? What have I done this time? Okay, it should be files.length. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so much better. But it did load this whole thing. It shouldn't. So let's see. Yeah, that worked. Images 1 did work, but what about this one? It didn't. So it just moved to the other side. This is weird. Let me come to the upload side here. I want to see what's really going on here. So we are echoing that, but it still gets to here, which is what I'm wondering why. If something was posted, it actually does get to here. Oh, we are redirected here. Alright, so my bad. I understand now. What we should do is remove that. Okay. And then here, before the insert, I want to see what's going on. Post data. Let's see what's going on there. Maybe, probably, we shouldn't move any files, and we shouldn't resize, nor should we save. Okay, we try again. We should not give up. Save, and there we go. Okay, so this is good. We have a title, date, user ID, image is empty, image 1 at least, image 2 and 3 are empty. Wait, why is this repeated? Ah, okay, I see. Okay, so there's a problem here already. If not empty files, blah blah blah. This whole thing is in a loop, but we are saving inside the loop, so this insert part should simply come after the loop. So I have to move this down here. Oops. Okay. Let me move this down to here. Okay. Alright, so we move the files, image, resize, post key. So, something going on here. This should actually work, but it doesn't. Okay, in any case, let me remove this and the moving itself, and the saving as well. So let's try again. Save. Okay, much better. Image 1 has something, image 2 and image 3, they do have something, which is nice, but why doesn't it start with image 0, 0? Okay, so that's where the issue is here. If we do this, append an empty string, let's do image, right? Okay, so what I want to do is show post data before we do anything to it, and die. Oh wait, not post data. Let's see what's inside files. I want to see how the keys are set up. Okay, so save. Alright, so name, okay, there's image 1, that's where it starts from, image 2 and image 3. Okay, okay, so that's why, so it means everything here is fine. But let me leave that for now. Let's go down here. Key. Okay, maybe here what I need to do is this. Let me remove this here. Key is equal to, if Z, it starts at 0 and then plus. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's not the issue. This is because we are incrementing before we actually use it. So let's swap those and that should solve the problem. All right. So I can remove this and this and this and this and that. All right. So let's remove this. All right, so let's put multiple images for real this time. And then hit the save button. Okay, so no errors, which means good. And if I come here now, another post, and it has everything that I need. Very good. So everything was saved accordingly, but if there were no errors, we should refresh the page. Okay, so let's go back here. The alert is going to be upload complete. All right, so if xhr dot response text if it's equal to that, then we say upload complete. Otherwise we just display whatever errors come up, or maybe we can use console.log. Okay. Alrighty then, this should be great. Now we're not seeing the progress bar because it's hidden, right? We must unhide it while we do this. And when the upload is complete, we should actually refresh the page. So window.location.reload. All right. And going to grab this. Let's put this here. Dot class list dot remove. And also, before we remove the classes, let's change the inner HTML to represent 0 pixels. Duplicate again, we change the style dot width to 0%. All right. So let's try this again. Let's see how this works. I'm just going to say here multiple images. Browse. Let's get another set. Maybe just 2 images. open, and then hit save. Upload complete. Done. Okay, so if I go to photos here, this is what I see. So these ones with multiple images, I just get the first image here, but obviously there is more than one image. So now our job is to display them properly. So here we have to choose how we're going to display the images. So maybe we can put a style where if there are two images, we put them side by side. If there are three images, we put one at the top here and then two left and right. And if there are four, maybe we put four like that. Not even sure. So this is entirely up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so let's try and upload specific images. Let's say post with two images. That way we know what's going on. So when we have two images, they should be side by side. I'm gonna grab these two, open, and hit save. And then we do post with three images, and let's hit browse. These are three images. Save. And then post with four images, because that's the maximum. Let me grab all these four here, and let's hit save. Why am I not seeing the progress bar? Something going on here that I am not seeing. It says hide here, but it's D none. Okay, so that's my bad. Let's try this one more time. Post with four images. Let me refresh, by the way. Post with four images. Click. Let's try a different set of four. Maybe this one here. And let's hit save. I cannot see. Oh, what's going on? Okay, let me do this return. Let me see if at that point it's actually showing. So refresh, click. Let me just load a couple. And then let's hit save. So it's not happening. What's going on? Let's go to the console. Unreachable code, yes. There is unreachable code after return, but why isn't this working? So when we remove D none, it should actually show. So where is the progress bar? The D none is on progress. Okay, this is my bad. So this one should be on progress, like that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, refresh. A final post with four images. Actually, let's put three images there. I'm gonna grab these three. Let's see if it happens now. And there we go. So at least we're seeing the progress bar. That's good. Okay, so if I go to photos here, this is what it is. Let's go to the home page and see how that looks. Okay, so similar, very similar. Okay, so let's show these images properly. So I'm gonna go to card view. That's our thing. And this is the part where the image actually is. So right here, if there are two images, we should do something. Okay, what I can do here is I can create a something to count the images for me so that I don't put so much code here. So what I'm going to do is go to our functions, because remember that inside functions you can actually add new functions for yourself. So this is inside the core, and if you want you can add your functionality to the models, because editing the core may be tricky in case you want to upgrade your framework. So maybe what do we do? I'm looking for wait a minute, I'm looking for a class that's already in here, so that, okay, so there is the image class here, but that's part of the core as well. So okay, no biggie, let's go to functions. So I want to create a function that says image count. Okay, this will accept a row, and then it's just going to count how many images are available. Okay, so we're going to say if file exists row image. Okay, and we go through all of these. This is image 1 and image 2 and image 3. So if that's true, then we say return image count is 4. This may actually not be very ideal. Okay. But it can work because usually they are in a row like this. So this is fine. So let's return 4. Actually, you know what? I don't need to check if the files exist on all of these. I think what I need to do is simply check if at the end of it, if images 4 contains a file, that really means there are 4 images in here. Okay, so let's duplicate. That way we can save processing power instead of having to check every single slot. So we can do 4, 3, 2, and then finally 1. So yeah, if 3 has, then there's 3 images. If 2 has, then there's 2 images. If this one file exists, then just 1. We don't even need to check the file exists here. We just return 1 if none of these worked. Then we're gonna return 1. Okay, so image count, great. Okay, so let's come back here. So we do PHP and say if image count, we supply this row is equal to 1, then we will just show this one here. Okay. So let's see what happens here. So undefined property image, what's going on here? Okay, so let's view the page source to view the errors properly. Where are the errors? Should I go further? Okay, can't find them, so let me just search and see where it says that undefined property image 4. Okay. Actually there's no image 4. There's 3, and there's 2, and then there's 1. Okay, so that's my bad. Refresh. Okay, better. Okay, so that's working. Let's go back to the card here. So if it's 1, actually we should just put else here. So we'll do this for when it's 4, and then let me duplicate this. So when it's 4, when it's 3, when it's 2, and then we just do else here. Okay. Now, so in the if statements we need else here as well. Else if. Alrighty then, so things are going in order. Okay, so now when there are 4, we do something else. When there are 2, we do something else. So with 2 here, I can just duplicate this and put this one on 2 like that to get number 2 instead. So I'll do this. And let me see, post with 2 images. So the width should be 50% for each. Let's see. Okay, so there with 2 images, that's great. But I want these side by side. So what I'm gonna do is let me put a div like so. So on the style here, I'm going to say display flex. That should do the trick. Okay, so we're getting there. So display flex, and what I want to do is say on the styling here, let's remove this. I'm going to say height 100%, object fit, cover. Okay, not really what I wanted. These guys should share the flex area, so I'm gonna say flex 1 for each one. That doesn't seem to have worked at all. When it's flex, actually we don't even need to specify the height. So let me remove this. Maybe the class img thumbnail is messing things up. So let's remove this. Oh, let me just change the text itself. Let's see how that fares. Okay, actually that did work out. So I'm gonna put this class thumbnail on here. On the container instead. So this one I will remove the thumbnail class on both. Okay, so flex 1. Yeah, the problem is the whole thing is going out of control. So width, let's make it 100%. This is not working out. What's the width of this? Okay, there it is. A div is always with 100%. So what's happening here? There is something going on. I'm really not sure here. Okay, let's try flex, changing the flex direction to column, if that helps at all. Okay, that does help, but they're a bit too big for... No. Let's remove that. This is much better. But as you can see, this is overlapping here quite a bit. And we do not want this. Let me remove this class here as well. Let's see. Okay, that didn't change anything. Alright, maybe we should add specific values here. So let's start with width 50%. I'm gonna go with height. Let me add very specific 350 pixels, something like that. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that sorted the problem out, even though some of these images are missing. Okay. Alright, so let's try the one with 4 images. So let's go here. I'm gonna copy this. Let's do that. Let's close that div. Okay. Alright, so all we need in here is display flex, and then just do flex wrap. Alright, so let me remove this. And here I can just say 50% width and duplicate this 4 times. And then what to do. I think that's about it, really. So let's see. Ah, there we go. So 4 images there. But we should change, of course, to 1, 2, and 3. Wait a second. Okay. So 4 images here. Where is 2 images? 2 images there. 4 images there. 4 images there. 3 images. Let's see what we can do for that guy. So I'm gonna copy this for 3 images. Let's put it there. So of course you can design these as you wish. It's up to you. And let's see, duplicate. Wait, maybe this can work just like this one. So I'm gonna copy the 4 images thingy, paste it here. Of course I can just remove the last one here, and then the very first one here I will say width 100%. Okay, so just like that, that's working out. The height though should be half of the thing, so let's say height 50%. Let's try that as well. Oops, I ended up clicking on something else. Okay, so let's just be very specific. Let's say what's half of 350? That's 350, 120. Wait a minute. Half of 300 is 150 pixels. So it's 300 plus the 50, 125, 175. Okay, refresh, and there it is. So it's squashed, of course. And this is one thing we should have. Oh, I did add this here, so that's great. Copy. I should put this here. Like that. Okay, same thing here. Alright. Okay, so image there. Let's make it 175. Alright, that's much better. So 3 images here, 3, 4, 4, 2 images here, 4. Very nice. Yep, this is working great. So, like I said, of course, you can change the design to whatever you want. Like for example, on the 4-sided thing here, you could change the first one to 100%. The 2 in the middle you can leave, and then you do 100% as well at the end. And then you change their heights, of course, these that are 100%. Let's change this one and this one's height like so. So this changes how the 4 version looks like. So you can make it maybe look like this if you want, or maybe you could just instead of 50%, or let's put 25% on all of these. Oops, that's not right. So, like I said, the design is entirely up to you. Let's refresh. And then they are all like that. But let's put the height there as well. So we're going to say height 350 pixels. Alright. So if you prefer it this way, you can do it like this. Right? So 3, 4, but personally this doesn't look as good, right? Or right there you can change it and say flex direction and put column. That way it goes top, left and right instead. Then of course you may need to change the height or remove the heights here. Now it's the width that will need to be 100%. Like so. Okay, let's do a calculation here. This thing should fit in there, but anyway. 350 divided by 4, that's 87.5. So we put height there, 87.5. Okay. All right. So you can also put them like this if you wish. So all these are options you can put in designing how you want your images to look. Whatever you like, you can use that. Oops. Okay, let me undo those. Save. Okay, this one wasn't good either, so let me remove that. Okay, not that one, not this one either. So I'm just undoing to the last good one, which is this one. Okay guys, so this is how you can actually do it. Okay, so as a homework, you guys can try to put this feature on the edit as well, because if I click now, and actually the main thing here, I just need to display all the images here. Let me do that real quick, which is not a big deal. We go to photo view here. There's an image right here. So all we need to do is just put all of them here. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so there we go, so that you can see all the images right there. Let's go back to photos here. And you can use whatever CSS styles you prefer to display them. That's up to you. But what would be more important is you guys trying to create on the edit to make that same thing apply again. Oh, actually it will apply again. Let me try again. So here it doesn't show all the photos, but let's see. If I do this, it does show all of them. So try and fix the edit photo, because you will need to change the edit function as well to be similar to what we did on the add function here. So make the edit thing work as well to test your skills to see if you actually can. Otherwise, that's how you would add multiple photos or upload multiple photos and make it like that. Alright guys, so I will see you in another tutorial. Oh, by the way, here where we're saying if file exists, image 1, on the deleting part here, would have to do this 4 times actually, and go through the different numbers here. Like so. Okay, for the delete, that is. Now it's up to you to fix the edit version of things. Alright, so hopefully you've learned something new, and I will see you in the next tutorial.